Hey y'all, sorry for the abrupt ending on the last video here, but we are getting right back into it. Thank you so much for joining me again. So Leanna's basically revealed to us that she is an impure, which basically means that she is actually a combination of two monsters. So she doesn't know exactly what she is because she also never met her parents. She was raised by foster parents her whole life, it seems. So she doesn't really know what she is, and she kind of is using it as an excuse for, like, not having morals. I don't know how that works. Don't ask. You can still have a community even if you're not in the same group. You belong where you're happiest. Sometimes you have to find that there. No pure monster family wants an impure one infecting theirs, so no foster family cared. Plus, what rules do you teach me if I don't belong to one group? I came up with a solution. Don't follow any of the rules. Wonderful solution. Brilliant there. How long did it take you to come up with that one? Come on, Jaylene, let me walk you home like a proper gentlewoman. Does your dad want 10 chickens for your hand in marriage or 3 pigs? A restraining order would be nice. Creative. I don't think Jaylene has a dad. She was only raised by her mom, and her mom adopted her, so I don't think her mom ever had gotten married. And we don't know much about her mom, aside from the fact that she no longer resides in the town. Hey, Jaylene, you're back early. Oops. Thanks to her. What'd you do? What's with the attitude? I'm just here to drop off my girlfriend. Blake and Leanne have a stare off before Leanne turns around to leave. What was that about, Blake? Nothing. I just don't like her. I think you need someone better. Did you just say that to me? Do you mean that, like, literally, or are you implying yourself? I'm gonna interpret it as she's implying herself instead. Huh? Oh, nothing. Come on in. She opens the door, making us the only ones here. Where's Lexi? She's on a date with Chad or Adam or some other. Sierra and I are the only single girls here. Give me your Casanova tips. Have them jump inside your window and the romance will just bloom. Alright, first floor or second floor? Third floor, because if they fall, then it will be a romantic ambulance ride. Not the money afterwards. I go sit on the couch staring on the TV with Sierra coming in soon after. Dan wouldn't stop being ticked off. Margaret had to get him to calm down. What a baby. The TV's on some scary stories show, which I was about to turn off when Sierra stopped me. I love this show. You're weird. I felt a pillow hit the back of my head. Instead of being angry, I just kept the pillow. Hey, give it back. I ignored her as I watched the show. So we have a guest with us today. Tell us about your experience, Dale. I started hearing creepy-ass music from the forest, and it made me pass out. And then the government took me to an underground facility. What lunatics. I'm all for fun conspiracies, but people can be too much. Yeah. I try not to think too much of the world around me after learning about monsters. Doing so has helped me not have a panic attack over it. Ignorance is bliss and all. I was in the library helping Taylor put away some books. Hey, Jaylene, can you take these books to the historic fiction section? I take a hold of the books, going over to the said section. As I was turning into the section, I bumped into a body. Watch where you're going, dweeb. I was about to say something till I see that she's holding a couple of children's books. What are you doing with those? It's none of your business. Now run along. Miss Leanne, come read to us. Get away from me. I don't know you. The children don't listen as they push Leanne with them. I follow her to the kids' corner of the library. Listen, you dork. I'm only doing this for money. Now remember, kids, Miss Erin is doing this for free, so please say thank you. Thank you. Pfft, don't laugh. Thank you, Miss Erin, for doing this. We really appreciate it. Yeah, move so I can work. She pushes past us towards the kids who all sit around her, listening intently as she starts reading to them. Jaylene, have you put those up yet? Why is Leanne reading? Why not? She has dyslexia. She can't read. What? Oh, no. I listened closely to her reading to the kids. Then the turtle pulled out a gun on the rabbit, telling him, you may be fast, but I'll show you something faster. Don't show me where the money is. What the fuck? There's children here. Oh my god. Does the librarian know? She's too busy to know. Leanne's making it all up as she goes. So she can't read at all. Well, she can if the text and the font are good enough. Her foster parents never really went out of their way to help, I guess. But come on back. We have to finish putting these up. She drags me back to helping her. After I got done with that, I went and got some books for Leanne. I go over to the kids' corner, seeing Leanne all alone trying to read. She closes the book angrily, then moves on to the next one. Leanne, here. She looks up at me, then towards the comic books I'm holding. What's that? Comic books help those with dyslexia. This is true, and this is a really excellent fact, but there's something... And also, if you write things in Comic Sans font, I know that y'all love to hate on Comic Sans font, but it is actually a really excellent tool for people who have dyslexia. This is why, like, people with dyslexia might not be able to read, like, normal books so well, or it'll take them longer, but, like, they can read, like, graphic novels and comics, like, super, super well and, like, just fine. It's literally, it has something to do with the font and the way that the words are curved that makes it easier to read and for the brain to get, like, less confused and start switching around things. It's so cool. I highly recommend Googling it and, like, looking at kind of, like, the research behind it, because it's fascinating. It's so weird to think that something as simple as changing a font can make things so much more accessible. I don't need those to read. She turns away from me back to her book. Seconds pass before she snatches the book from my hand. What's so different about these? The font and how it's set up helps those with reading disabilities. It'll make your reading easier for you. I'll try it. She gets up, leaving me with her busy with reading the textbook. Does reading comics actually help? It may help. Not every dyslexic is the same, but it can work. Plus, then she can read some age-appropriate story for the kids if it does work. We'll see tomorrow, huh? I'm walking back later than usual since we had a lot to get done. I'm nearing the sorority house a couple of blocks away when I suddenly hear running. I look behind to see Leanne on fire running towards me. Girl, why? She holds me by her chest as I hear more running going around us. She doesn't let go until the people running after her go past us. Ah! Leanne! Don't say a word. I'm gonna ignore that, but focus on what the fuck you just did. Whatever. Excuse me? Tell me what that was. Why? It doesn't concern you. It does very much if walking down the street is dangerous. Ugh. There are people who I pissed off, okay? She stands up to walk away, but I grab her by the wrist. Where do you think you're going? Somewhere. Whatever you get into, the sheriff will blame on me. I can't just let you run around. What are you going to do about it? To be honest, I don't know. She has to be around 5'11" in addition to being a monster. She yanked her hand away, giving me a glare telling me not to follow. I'm not some child. How does burning stuff no one cares about a problem? That's the only thing you get in trouble for. Listen, how about you stay at my house for the night? Why would I do that? To keep you safe from the guys who pissed you off. And I have food. Fine. The rest of the walk was quiet as we approached the sorority. It seems like the other girls, aren't home, so that's a relief. Help yourself to whatever you want in the fridge. It seems like I didn't even have to say a thing as she went straight for the fridge. I lean on the wall, watching her eat. Taking a look at her, she's remarkably skinny. She lifts her arm to chug the milk, and I can see her ribcage underneath. Oh no. Is she really hungry, or does she potentially, like, have some kind of eating disorder? Because she's... that's a lot. I look back up at her, seeing that she's chomping down on all the food she could find. She takes a whole of raw bacon, using her fire to cook it. When was the last time you ate? She finishes telling me she was eating before responding. Maybe last Monday. Foster parents don't care. Usually the sheriff gives me some money each week for food and stuff. It's about $20. Sometimes she doesn't, though, depending on if I'm on good behavior, whatever that means. So I wasn't giving him money this week. Okay, the sheriff is the real villain of Monster Sweethearts here. So for one thing, the sheriff threatens us to throw us in jail if we don't take care of her. And then the sheriff knows about obvious, like, parental abuse and neglect and is just like, here you go, child. Here's $20. Oh, you weren't good this week? I'm taking this away. Like, the sheriff is a monster. And not a sweetheart, by the way. Is that legal? It doesn't matter. She's the only police around here for miles. Oh my god. Monster Sweethearts touches on so many different things. Now, for example, we're getting into how local police abuse their communities. Plus, I don't like any police, so... She plops herself down on the couch with some chips, turning on the TV along with turning back to human. Now, babe, why don't you give me a soda? Oh, fuck you. A little bit of an attitude, hey. Ugh. The door opens up with Sierra walking in. What is she doing here? We're dating, blockhead. Sierra's eyes go wide, staring down at Leah. Look at Sierra. Like, Sierra's face right here. Sierra's just like, oh. Oh my god. I pull Sierra away from Leanne into the kitchen. Don't pay attention to her. She doesn't listen to me. She continues to stare at Leanne. Jesus. I go around her, leaving Sierra to be creepy in the kitchen. I think Sierra has, like, a mad-ass crush on Leanne. I go sit on the couch adjacent to the one Leanne is sitting on. She doesn't spare me a glance as she continues watching her movie. When she's done eating, she looks over at me. What are you doing over there? Don't you want to sit with your girlfriend? I look at the TV to ignore her. It was playing a gory movie. Currently, it was amongst a gruesome murder scene. I can feel this couch sink beside me as Leanne sits next to me. She squishes my cheeks with one hand and she looks at me. What are you doing? That's not allowed. Sierra picks up a pillow and throws it at Leanne straight to her face. Excuse me? You can't kiss her here. Why not? We're dating. Go upstairs to do that. I don't want your cooties on the couch. Fine, darling, let's go upstairs. Huh? Let's make out and have hot lesbian sex. Why is Leanne like this? She's so awful. I hate her. Oh my god, she goes to she reads children's books about violence, and then she just like is just a pervert. Okay. Do you have any consoles? I didn't see any downstairs. No, Blake got the newest PlayStation not too long ago. What? What games does she have? I don't know. I don't play games. Where's her room? She doesn't even answer before walking. You can't do that. You're gonna destroy her save file. She comes back soon enough with the PlayStation 2 along with some games. Hey, you can't just take it. She wouldn't mind if she sees you playing. Why is that? Do you know something that we don't know? She places her stolen goods next to our small TV that Sierra sometimes uses. She starts connecting it all together and starting a game. It starts with a gameplay montage with a catchy beat. What game is this? Liam leans back against the bed frame before responding. Grand Theft Auto 3. It actually released this month. Grand Theft Auto 3? But wait, we're on 5. It's fine. I don't know what time period this takes place in. I played the earlier GTA on PlayStation recently. Found it near someone's garbage. Works perfectly. She must have a place then if she's able to play games. She starts a new game and begins playing. She starts by stealing someone's car before running some pedestrians over. I wouldn't expect anything else from her, to be honest. Is this all the game is about? No, there are missions you can do. Do what exactly? Well, murder and steal cars some more, I guess, but it's fun. Here, you play. What? I want to see how you play. Why? It might be funny. Ugh. I take the controller from her and try my best to walk around. You can't even walk. Hey, I never played games since the NES came out. Shut up. What games did you play? Mario and Duck Hunt mainly. I didn't even realize games gone 3D. What? Do you live under a rock, woman? It's been 14 years. So I mainly read books. Let's see if you can do a mission. Go over to that glowy thing over there. I tried to do, but as I'm told, but the camera is underneath my character, making it hard to see where I'm going. Christ, stop. I let go of the joystick to give it back to Leanne. You see this right here? It moves your character. This one. Let's see if the pupil can outdo its master. She hands me back the controller, crossing her arms. I huff but start walking towards the glowy thing Leanne mentioned. I actually accomplished my goal and the mission starts. You actually did it, blockhead. She gently flicks my head before crossing her arms again. I look over at Leanne and see a small smile form on her face. Usually her smiles are out of smug mockery, but this one is different. She seems genuinely happy. You're smiling. What? You have a smile on your face. No, I don't. She pushes my face away from her while taking the controller away. I'll take over now. I don't want to die in the first mission. Whatever you say. Leanne and I sit in silence as she plays her game. The door opens with a frantic-looking Blake coming in. Jaylene, have you seen... Oh, it's you. Sup? The tension in the room, you can cut it with a knife. Blake stares at her for a few seconds before looking at me again, regaining her smile. I don't mind if you borrow it, Jaylene, though I would like it if you kept it in my room. I'm sorry, Blake. Oh, no need. Enjoy it all you want. I'm so sorry, Blake. I'm so sorry. I don't have a goddamn spine. Okay, you have to forgive me. Just make sure she doesn't wreck it. Oh, I'll make sure. You want to play? At least you get the controls, unlike her. Leanne sits up, lifting up the controller. But as she walks over to Blake, she yanks the controller out of the console. I'm good. Have fun. She nods her head before leaving. You know, I saw her at a gay bar once. Excuse me? Yeah, she also had a girl with her at the time. She has a girlfriend? Maybe. It doesn't concern me, though. Why'd you bring it up? Just to mess with you. Blake is keeping this a secret from us. I feel so sad. Oh, no. This time her smile returned to its smug state. Is that really nice of you to be outing people, by the way? Like, not kosher. Like, Leanne, you're being a real big jerk. Blake probably had her reasons for keeping it a secret. Although I couldn't imagine why. Is it because Jaylene is, like, kind of internalized? Has a ton of internalized homophobia? Ugh, whatever. We spend the rest of the day just playing the game up until 12. It's getting late, Leanne. Yeah, and? I can stay up all night playing this. I need to sleep and I don't feel like watching after you all night. I won't do anything. Yeah, right. You have to go back home. What are you gonna do if I don't? Come here near me and I'll give you a noogie. I go over to her, force her to get up, but when I do, she wraps her arms around my neck, rubbing my head with her knuckles. Told you so, loser. Let go of me, you cretin. I'll get going, but not because you told me to. I don't listen to anybody, you got that? She gives me a glare before leaving down the stairs. That wasn't too bad, she's not too much to handle. But this is becoming too much to handle. Leanne, huh? Why'd you do that? Do what, princess? I wrote the lunch menu for this week and what? You erased it and just wrote penis. That's pretty great. That's pretty great. The room erupts in snickers, which just makes Taylor madder. Is that something to get mad at? Taylor? She can't just do what she wants. Taylor needs to calm down. Leanne sits down, putting her MP3 on, listening to music while Taylor berates her. Listen, Taylor, we need to work on how to handle monsters with pyrokinesis. Like the one who just rewrote the lunch with penis. Let it go, Taylor. I can give you advice. Maybe the lunch is penis, Taylor. Why you gotta be like that? I can give you advice. What is that? You defiantly don't want two people with pyrokinesis to fight. Oh, you definitely don't want two people with pyrokinesis to fight. Thanks, Sherlock. If something goes wrong, we always have the sprinklers. Victoria, can you make a sign that says pyrokinesis isn't allowed? Why only pyrokinesis? What about aerokinesis? Chirokinesis? Victoria, can you make a sign that says kinesis isn't allowed? Now that's just racist. I'm sorry, but how is that racist? We're encompassing all brands of kinesis. You're all not allowed to use your powers here. I'm sorry, but fire is dangerous. No, it's not. Then Leanne erupts in flames. Leanne, shift back. You're going to set the fire alarms off. Water begins falling on top of us. Leanne! I was just showing off that fire isn't dangerous. You could have burned down the whole place. It was under control. Leanne, you're coming with me. Ah, shit. I try and stay out of sight of the sheriff so she won't take me along with Leanne. The sheriff pulls Leanne to the station while volunteer firefighters, which are just teenagers with buckets, go back to school. What the hell is this town? Yo, what happened with everyone? Why is everyone out here? Blake comes behind me with a drink. Leanne set up the fire alarm. Get you a girl who purposely sets off a fire alarm. You really know how to choose them. See you when you come back home. Huff. It's the weekend, so I'm out with Sierra to get some groceries. When I'm leaving, I see that Leanne is near a group of kids. Thinking she's trying to take their candy, I go over till I notice that she's the one giving out the candy. Now scram, kids, before they realize I stole this. Thanks, Leanne! The group of kids then run off down the street. I go over to where she is as she's about to leave. What's someone's housewife doing out? Did you steal that? Yeah, I was hungry, so were those kids. This is a mom and pop shop. They can't sustain shoplifting. So? She puts her hands in her pockets, walking away. I don't know about you, but once the small shops are here, now big companies, so I'd rather they stay open. It was only a few pieces of candy. Don't you have any money? Hard to get a job with my background. Doesn't mean you should steal. Listen, honey, if you have a problem with it, then take it up with the sheriff. Listen here, asshole. With my free hand, I take a hold of her arm. You can't just do what you want. Your actions have consequences. I'm pretty sure they will be willing to hire you. They'll understand. Fine if it means you'll back off. Just looking out for my girlfriend. Cute. Now I'm just going to play laser tag with myself. I turn back around to meet up with Sierra to head home. Hello, ladies. Back from your journey? Did you get the microwave pho? Yes, here you go, addict. Hey, Vietnamese food is the best. Banh xio, white rose dumplings, and of course banh mi. But unfortunately, they don't have a microwave version of those. I got beans. That's great for you, Sierra. Is your girlfriend coming over, Jaylene? Haha, Jaylene's gay. Sierra, you're gay too. You dated women and wasn't Sierra dating Diane in a previous route? Didn't I lose my shit because Sierra was dating a woman in a previous route? Like, the only straight person in this house is Lexi. Blake smacks Sierra in the head before facing me. No, she's not. Darn, she would have missed nacho pizza weekend dinner. This is why you're single, Blake. You know what, Sierra? I don't want to hear that kind of lip from you. I go up the stairs to start on some assignment I was putting off. Soon after, I hear knocking at the front door. I go down to open it since the two dweebs in the kitchen won't. Opening it, I see it's Leanne with dirt on her face. What are you doing here? Soon flowers are pushed up in my face. What? Don't get the wrong idea. I did it so you would get off of me for stealing. I picked these out of some garden for you. That's stealing. Well, I didn't think about it that way. It's progress, I guess. Duh, Leanne gave her flowers. I will set this house on fire. Blake then slowly backs away from view. Here, take them. My arm is getting tired. Thank you, Leanne. Don't think of it as anything. I still hate you. She then closes the door on herself. Your girlfriend is too weird, Jaylene. I know. I never think I'd be in a fake relationship. Here we are. I love how they're just... This is just it. This is just how they're doing. Since you two are in a relationship, we thought these couple games would be good to test on you. Can't wait, honey bun. Me either, Munchkin. You're friends with weird people, Pumpkin. Oh, honey, you and your nickname's so cute. Yes, my babylicious. I know how much you like the monkey muffins. I never wanted to murder someone more than now. Okay. Anyway, put these bags on your head. What the fuck, Victoria? Why? What is this route? What? This is a couple stance after. Oh, that doesn't explain the bangs on the head, Victoria. What's wrong with you? I don't understand. Fuck that. No. For the first time, I agree. It will count as double volunteer hours. Just putting a bag over my head. Is this murder? Alright, I'm in. What? I just need a few more to get off that bullshit. Put the bag on. Reluctantly, I put the paper bag over my head. Okay, I'm gonna move both of you and then you have to find each other. That's fucking stupid. I have to agree, but with less profanity. Just do it, you two. Alright, go and find each other. I walk in front of you with my knee immediately hitting the table. Ah, fuck. I pull to my knees, holding them. I hear walking next to me, so I raise up my hand. That's my crotch, Jaylene. I recoil my hand, wishing a hand wipe on me. Are you over here? No, you can't talk. I couldn't tell where she was, so I got up to walk around the table. After a few minutes, I hear giggling. What are you two laughing at? You two are just going around the table. Haha. I decided to show her where I am, seeing as she may find me if she walks around. As I thought she did, I feel two hands on both sides of my chest. I lift up my bag to see she's grasping my chest. Ah, fuck. She turns around, running away, but face plants into the wall due to the bag still being on her head. After she fell down, she took off her bag, running out of the room. I've never felt so much anger in me before. It's not her fault. She couldn't find you. Oh my god. You're such a... Jaylene, god. I run after her, seeing she's still in the hallway. It was an accident! Stop following me, you freak! I feel my entire strength go into catching up to Leanne. I plummet my body into hers, forcing us onto the ground. You idiot! Get off, you weirdo! You touched me! I couldn't see, moron! Why'd you have two arms up in that position? Fuck you! A class lets out next to us, with students spilling out around us. You clown, look what you did. What I did? You ran into me. I can't deal with you. Oh my god, another binary code joke. I don't understand. I leave her before she can finish her curse on me. If I murdered her, it would be a service to the community. Is that how this ends? I'm out on the town getting some lunch for me and the girls. As I'm walking down, I see Leanne near that store she stole candy from. I walk up to her, about to tell her off, when I see she has the store's apron around her. What are you doing here? Go away. So you took my advice, you're actually working here. Hey, I just like being able to buy things. Like I would take your advice. I look over to the table she's standing near and see the books I gave her. Did they work? Yeah, they did. I now know why Batman is so emo. She takes one book and plops it on my head, keeping it there. She takes a drag out of the cigarette she was smoking before responding. I'm on break right now, finally part of the cog in the capitalist machine, thanks a lot. I told them about the stealing, they weren't as mad as I thought they'd be. They made a job to pay it all off and start paying me once the debt is over. How much are a few pieces of candy? I've been stealing for years. Oh... Most foster parents spend the money meant for me on some other shit. My last foster parents, Donna's wife, kicked me out long ago. Since I'm a legal adult, it doesn't matter anymore. Well, at least you're not 20 yet. Today's my birthday. I'm actually 20 now. Oh, happy birthday. Wouldn't have known it was my birthday if the owners here hadn't have told me. Stay here. Where would I go? I go inside the shop, getting a few things for Leanne, then go back out. Here, happy birthday. She looks up at me questioningly before taking the goods, sitting down. She starts eating the various foods I got her. Thank you, I guess. She says more, but is mumbled by the food. The kids are angry now that I'm working and that I can't just let them take things. I was teaching them the art of stealing, pupils against their master. Personally, I don't see stealing as wrong. Leanne, what? When I was hungry, I had to do it. It hurts people. Those people need it to sustain their living. I take the soda I bought her away, with her trying to grab it back. Give that back. Why? Stealing isn't wrong. She pouts while fiddling with her fingers. Can I please have the soda back? Why? 'Cause it's not like you're right or anything. Okay, maybe you are, but can you please give that back? I'm thirsty. I do as told, as she tears off half the sandwich before giving one half to me. What could I have done when I was hungry if it was wrong for me to do what I did? Petty theft isn't the worst thing in the world. Most people would understand your situation if you just sat and talked. If you got a job here earlier, you would have some sort of money to spend. People are willing to help you if you let them. When you're a kid, it's a little more understandable, but as an adult, you have to do things differently. You know better. She plays with her food while her mind is in deep thought. But what? Never mind, I have to get back to work. Thanks for the food, I'll pay you back in a couple of years. She ruffles my hair as she goes inside the store. I get up and see her through the window, listening to the owner as to what to do. I'm walking my way over to the planning room when I see a crowd gathered at the entrance. Do you want to say that again? All I'm saying is that we shouldn't have to support you lowlives. Why have to suffer just because you live a shitty life? Every kid that was in that foster system has turned out like shit. I squeeze at the crowd to see that Leanne is arguing with some guy. I feel the anger radiate around her. If she fights him, I could get in real trouble with the sheriff. Leanne, stop this. Who the fuck are you to stop me? She takes off her jacket, handing it to me before lunging after the guy. We all heard an audible crack as he made impact with the floor. Leanne lifts up her fist and brings it down on his face. Blood is being splattered around his face. She's utterly caving him in. Leanne, stop it! Leanne! She ignores me. If I don't stop her soon, she'll kill the man. I throw her jacket on the ground, walking up to her and pushing her off. It's with more force than I intended, as she almost hit the wall. Some of the guy's friends take him to over where the emergency care is. She begins walking away from the scene. Leanne, wait! I follow her down the road, trying to catch up with her fast pace. Leave me alone. I don't want you to set fire to something just because you're mad. Leanne, stop. Stop acting like a child. I'm not a child. Yeah, you're an adult. Act like one. Shouldn't be how you act. If you're angry, then just talk it out. You're 20. Just because you had a bad past doesn't give you a pass. What do you expect then? A happy person? Pretend the world is peaches and cream? Being an impure is what got me through all that. You weren't there for some of the things those people did. Why be an asshole to people who have done nothing to you? She turns around, walking up to me where we're face to face. Like I said, impure monsters are dangerous. Just leave this whole thing alone. No, you gave in to your anger. That's on you, not your genetic history or being an impure. If you just talk about what you're feeling, then you wouldn't be so angry all the time. Yeah, but who the fuck cares? My sheriff? My foster parents? Monster Kying? You? There's a reason impures don't have a community. They're meant to be left alone. Stop blaming it on being an impure. You don't get it. Impures are born bad. Pures have a choice. That's not true. You were just led to believe that by bad people who are pures. That's not true. No one is born bad, Leanne. It's time for you to accept that. She turns around, punching a tree, making a hole straight through it. Before anything more can be said, a truck pulls up, carrying 4 people in the back. You, Leanne? Why does it concern you? Well, someone who goes by that name beat a friend of mine to a pulp. Maybe you should have watched his mouth. So it was you. So? I advise you to leave me alone unless you want me to join your friend. The group ignores me as they circle around Leanne. It's 4 against 1. What can you do? Do you want to find out? There's a fierce snarl behind her words. There's a bite to her bark. One of the guys tries to hit her with his bat, but she takes it as he swings it, breaking it in 2. She takes a sharper piece before impaling it into the dude's stomach. Fuck. What am I gonna do? The sheriff is gonna rip me in 2. I look back to see the other 3 back up in shock towards the gruesome display. Soon enough, they all dogpile her at once. I see punches being thrown, but it only lasts for a few seconds before Leanne throws them off of her. Leanne, stop! Stay out of this. It doesn't involve you. They try to get back at her, but they all stop when we hear low growling from where Leanne is. She has her back turned to us, and before she can turn around, she bolts towards one of the guys into the forest. She was so fast it all seemed like a blur. All we hear is distant screaming from inside the forest. Let's go. What about Johnny? Forget him. Fuck this creepy town. With that, the remaining 2 men drag the wounded one into the truck with them before driving off. Unfortunately for me, I have to go and find Leanne. I follow the screams inside the forest, but it gets harder once they stop. Luckily, I found Leanne in time, very deep in the forest. Leanne, are you okay? What? Leanne is standing near the body of the man she dragged away, but what surprised me is the appearance she has undertaken. Ah! Her body is twitching as I approach closer. This form is very different from the one I saw earlier. I thought she was just a werewolf, but she seems to be something more extreme. Before I can take a step further, she lunged towards me, snapping at me. She wasn't able to get a bite due to me extending my arms out in time. Leanne, stop! In this form, I don't think she can understand me. Her body is significantly stronger than mine, so it's taking all my strength to keep her at bay. Soon my body gives way to Leanne's force, pushing me onto the ground. Her face is snapping at me as I try to keep her away. My arm gives away as Leanne's weight finally gives away at me. A shot rings out as Leanne flies off of me. I look over to my right only to be met with bright lights of a cop car and the sheriff with a shotgun. Sheriff? What have you done? She isn't speaking to me as she looks over to Leanne, who's back in her normal form. Ugh. The sheriff flips Leanne on her back with her foot before responding. You let your anger get the best of you, and now we have to deal with this dead asshole here. I hear feet come up near my head, and I look up and see Taylor. Taylor? She ignores me as she approaches Leanne on the ground near the sheriff. What do you suppose we do? Well, we first have to research who this is. Lord. Jaylene? Yeah? I try my best to stand up, but my knees give away, sending me back down. The sheriff's booth stopped near my face, crouching down. What happened here? I tried to speak, but my voice seemed to be lost. Humph. The sheriff puts her hand on my arm, lifting me off the ground. My legs wobble as sheriff keeps me up straight. We need to know what happened, Jaylene. It takes a couple of minutes before I can explain the situation. The sheriff looks back over to Leanne, who's slowly gaining her bearings. She roughly lifts her up by the collar before throwing her into a tree. You know what your consequences are. Leanne digs her claws into the tree before lunging towards the sheriff, who gives her a knee to the stomach, sending her back down. We gave you a second chance, a chance your parents didn't want you to have. And you soil it over this guy? The sheriff lifts Leanne up and goes over to the cop car, pushing her outside. What are you doing? Taylor puts her hand on my shoulder, looking me in the eyes. It's best you just leave the rest of us. Leanne's history is pretty complicated. But the guy... We'll deal with that. She is the sheriff after all. You can't just expect me to get over that. You've no other choice but to. We've been dealing with incidents for the last 20 years. Oh. So she's probably responsible for a lot more deaths. What do you want me to do? Just keep your mouth shut. That's it? For now, go back home and leave everything to us. What are you two gonna do? You don't need to know the specifics. What? Go home, Jaylene. I stayed for as long as I could before running away. Okay, guys, unfortunately, I have to bring this episode to an end. This is extremely mysterious. This episode took a very dark and twisted turn that I hadn't expected. I'm very excited to play more of this game, and so if you're excited to see me play more, you should leave a like on this video because it really does help the channel out. Lets me know what you're interested in seeing. You should also subscribe for future episodes, and when you subscribe, be sure to hit that notifications bell so you get updates when I upload future episodes. And without further ado, thank you all so much for watching. Bye! Special shout out to Patreons AceWolf741, Deep Dive Dylan, Brian White, Caleb Putnam, and Robin Harper.